Before delving into the different anatomy of the body, we need to understand the human skeleton. And the human skeleton is a bony framework of the body, and it is formed by bones. And what are bones? Bones are connective tissues that form the major structural components of the body. And these bones, they serve different functions, and we're going to discuss them right now. So the number one function is that they help in support. Without bones or without human skeleton, we would fall. So they help in support. Number two is that they are involved in protection. In our previous class, we discussed cavities. We discussed the cranial cavity, the pelvic cavity, the abdominal cavity. And these cavities are meant for protection. And in addition to that, bones generally, they are involved in protection. Another very important function of the human skeleton is that it is involved in movement. And I agree with me that movement is impossible without bones. So another function is mineral storage, and the last function is blood cell production. To better understand the human skeleton, it is best that we describe them under two major subheadings: by the location and by types. Now, by location, we have the axial skeleton and we have the appendicular skeleton. Now, the axial skeleton are the central framework of the body, and they are composed of the skull, the vertebral column, the ribs, and the sternum. Now, here is the diagram illustrating the axial skeleton, and here is the skull. The skull is the bone of the head, and we have the vertebral column, which is located posteriorly. Also, we have the ribs. Here are the ribs attached to the sternum. And lastly, we have the sternum, and this is the sternum. The sternum is also called the breastbone. And altogether, the axial skeleton makes up about 80/206 of the total human bone. And the next subsection under by location is the appendicular skeleton. Now, recall that we said that the axial skeleton is the central framework, and if we have a central framework, definitely we would have attachments to it. So, the first attachment is the upper limb. The next one is the pectoral girdle. The next one is the lower limb, and the last one is the pelvic girdle. So, we have the upper limb here, we have the pectoral girdle here, we have the lower limb, and we have the pelvic girdle. And all together, the appendicular skeleton makes about 126 of the 206 of the total bone of the human body. So in total, we have 206 bones, and the axial skeleton makes up about the 80, then the appendicular 126. So the next division of the human skeleton is to describe them by types. And by types, we have long bones, we have short bones, we have irregular bones, and we have sesamoid bones. So a bone is considered as a long bone if you check the bone, and in correlating the height to the width, it has more length than width. And a very good example is the humerus. So in long bones, it is longer than it. I mean, when you consider the size, it has more length than the width. The next one is the short bones. The short bones are nearly equal in length and in width. And a very good example is the carpal bones, the bones of the hand. Now, if you consider the bones of the hand, they are short bones because they are nearly equal in length and in width. Another very good subsection to consider is irregular bones. And irregular bones, they have complex shapes. They are not your regular long bones or short bones. They have complex shapes that they can come in different shapes. And a very good example is the vertebral column. And this is a diagram illustrating an irregular bone showing its complex shape. Now, the last under the division by type is sesamoid bones, and sesamoid bones are bones that are embedded in a tendon. And a very good example is the patella. So once again, the human skeleton is a bony framework, and divided into axial and appendicular, with the axial taking up about the 80 and appendicular 126. So under the types, we have long bones, we have short bones, we have irregular bones, and we have sesamoid bones. So thank you so much for joining the class. Do well to like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any question, drop it in the comment section. Thank you so much.